Disney 2002. That's 21 years ago. Damn, that sounds really old. Danger, high voltage software. Disney Stitch Experiment 626 for the... God damn. For the PS2. Okay, sure, whatever. Create a save. Sure, start new game.
My efforts to prove myself
Oh.
the greatest genetic scientist through experiments such as 621 have met with little success. Though I have high hopes for my latest
Oh
creation,
my god.
626, which should develop into a perfect matching machine, thanks to loving care of Jumba. At last, enough DNA to power my new teleportation device. Now we can go to new worlds. We can gather different DNA samples, and I can create new genetic experiments. Now is the time for action. 626, get moving!
Who okayed this? Good lord, they're hideous. What the... That's not even...
Choose a world to explore.
World 1. I mean, yeah, sure. Oh, that was horrendous. That was terrible. That was disgusting. He looked like a gremlin. I mean, I understand he's supposed to be like a little gremlin creature, but like not like that. Okay, you got jump, you got shoot. Ah, the jungle. Teeming with life. Plenty sources for DNA now. So it looks like I'm God damn, this controls like... This is goofy as hell. Alright, well...
Your hypermetabolism will heal your wounds in no time.
Sound. Music. Alright. God, this feels so weird. All right. Well, this is the era of games where games just kind of existed. God, the camera's so sensitive. Jeez. Ooh, chicken. Am I supposed to go in the water? Oh, that's... Wait, you know what? I shouldn't have changed the controls. Controls. All right, let's go in here. What is this? Ah. I'm in the Grima jungle. Alright. Where do you want me to go? Where do you want me to go? Am I just supposed to blow everything up here? Yeah, so I think based off of what I just saw, I want to say this is based off of the... Oh, there's the way we go. This is probably based off the cartoon show that they did where, like... After Lilo and Stitch, and you know he's just... Wow, that's a very cheap looking cave. Where after he becomes like, you know, like everything's great, he finds out that he's number 626 because there was 625 before him, so they all escape in Hawaii or something, and then he has to like go around and like collect them all. I don't remember too much about the show because I never super watched it. I know Janet would watch it as a kid, and that's how I know of it. Ah! I just saw that, like, even though he's shooting, there's not really an animation. I mean, there's barely an animation for it. Oh, this is... You know what's sad about this is that, like it's, I mean, the game isn't buggy or anything, and I think the same thing happened with when I played Tarzan from the same era of games for the PS2. Is that like they could have easily made like a quality game, right? Like with like actual stuff, because I mean, think of the premise. Like you've got it's a game in itself already, right? Like there's 600 of these creatures, and you play as Stitch, and you have to go and get them all, right? Like, it's such a simple concept for a game. How did you guys mess this up? Like, you guys could have turned this into like, you know, like a hidden gem of the PS2, right? It could have been one of those games where it's like years later, it's like, oh man, you know what game was really good and is never gonna get a port, but you should like find a way to play it if you can. The Stitch game for the PS2, it's got the things. But instead, they decided, I mean, like, does it play? Like, yeah, it plays. All right, well, we need it by Christmas, so can you just go ahead and just release that for us? I'm like, yeah, okay. Who are all these little bugs? Little mini Stitch. Yeah, I don't want it to sound like I'm ranting about this game. It's just, it's just a little sad when I see games where like the concept or the idea they had was so like solid, especially for like translating it to a video game where it's so solid. It's like, yeah, you can easily like this isn't even like a, like we don't even have to try to make this into a game, right? Like it's a game, like it writes itself, right? Like you just need someone competent to make a game, and not just competent, but also like, because this studio could have been, you know, like one of the most competent studios at the time. I don't really know. But someone who like actually cares, right? Like they're not just doing it because it's like, oh, it's a paycheck. Like, because I know of like their studio. There's a game developers like Way Forward, right? Where they say like, they're like, yeah, a lot of the games we put out, we'll take on licensing stuff, or we'll release this game for, you know, like Disney will ask us to make them a game for this. So we will, and like we'll do it. We'll do a good enough job of it. But it's just kind of like one of those things where like, this is just to pay the bills, because once this is out, we will make money off of this, and then we can make the games we actually want to make. So then they probably just don't try as hard on those games, right? And it's like, yeah, it's kind of a bummer because I mean, even if the studio is capable, like if they don't care. What is this thing? Does this do anything? Oh, so this camera is really janky, and I don't do well with janky cameras. Can I go in here? Oh, I can, but it hurts me.
Use your claws to climb your way past these obstacles.
Oh god. What am I looking for? What's the like end goal here? Though, I mean, kind of, I guess like with everything, I'm sure there's a kid somewhere who's like, oh man, you know what game I grew up with? I grew up with Stitch for the PS2. That game was so cool because you can. Oh, he died. The game is so cool because you can do. What is this? You can press L2 to quickly move the camera behind you. I don't want to move the camera any faster than it's already moving. Can I climb on trees? Oh, I can. Oh, well. Okay. Alright. Yeah, there's probably a kid somewhere who's like, oh man, yeah, I remember playing this game. I got it for Christmas, and, you know, me and my cousins used to... I guess, like, every game has that, but... You know... I think even someone with nostalgia... Even somebody that has nostalgia for this game can be like, yeah, this game's not great. It's, It just is. Take me out of this world. Get me out of here. God, what was it? His name was Jamba, the like big dude. Jamba.
You can return to previous areas at any time if you have not collected.
Rotten egg. Can I pick a different world? Secrets. Access denied. Okay. Ooh. see, like, look at how cool the world is. Look at how cool the premise is. Like, why'd you guys just fumble so bad? Also, yeah, like I know I have a like I get super motion sickness with games that have cameras like this. And I bring it up a lot because it genuinely does affect my like ability to you know, play things and such, but god damn, this is bad. Like, this is terrible. Like, the camera just moves like it's on a slingshot. Like, it's just so bad. I'm trying to like not move so much, and I wish there was like a camera sensitivity thing, because your boy is struggling hard. All right, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wish I could say like I like when these kinds of games, like I play a game that I've never played before, and then I'm not expecting anything, right? It's like, oh, this game's probably gonna be whatever. And then it ends up being where, like, I genuinely enjoy it. And I'm like, oh, that was a pleasant surprise. Like, those are my favorite kinds of games to do on the channel. What the? Oh. Yeah, those are, like, my favorite kind of games to do on the channel where, like, I don't expect anything out of the game. And it manages to surprise me in a way that's like, oh, cool. I didn't think that was actually going to be, like, this good. And it is. And, God, this camera is atrocious. Wait, now what? Now what? Now what? Can I climb up this? Oh my god. You know what? Like, I never like research these before I play them. I just kind of like, you know what, like, yeah, sure, whatever, I'll try it. I'm kind of curious to like what kind of reviews this game got, you know, back when it released, because again, it's not like, this isn't a game that's like buggy and broken and like it's a complete mess, right? Like, it's playable. It feels kind of wonky, janky, and the camera's just ass, but like it's still a playable game, right? But I'm curious, like, what were reviewers thinking at the time? Like, what were they like? Tell me your thoughts on Stitch for the Nintendo. I'm sorry, for the PlayStation 2. It's like, well, Stitch plays a pretty competent game. If you're just looking for something to, you know, to entertain the kiddos while you're doing X, Y, and Z, this is a perfect game because, you know, they'll have a blast doing that reminds me, like, I like reading reviews where it's like reviews made for parents and not like because like video game reviews are kind of designed in a way, or they're written in a way and made in a way it's like it's appealing to, or not appealing to, but it's written in a language that expects you to play video games, right? And what I mean by that is like they'll reference other games in it, right? They'll be like, oh yeah, this, like, you'll read a review for, I don't know, Shovel Knight, right? And they'll compare it to Mega Man and compare it to like DuckTales and like Zelda and stuff. All these like games from like the 80s and stuff, right? And they'll be like, oh yeah, this game reminds us of that. And it's like, if you kind of have to know games in order for the review to make sense, right? Because it's not written for like just an average person who doesn't play games, right? It's not like, oh, here's my friend Jimmy, and he's only ever played Cooking Mama, and like he's gonna read this review because you told him that Shovel Knight was really good, so now he wants to learn about it, so he's gonna read a review and he's gonna be like, what the hell, DuckTales? Like, what the hell are you talking about? And there's a lot of I think most reviews are written in that way, where it's like they anticipate or they expect you to already be familiar with the medium, right? And so every once, like when the Wii came out, a lot of those games were no longer specifically for like quote unquote gamers. They were like you know, we have Wii Bowling, and we have, you know, like a game about, oh shit, oh god damn it. We have a game about, you know, like Cooking Mama or Airplane Flight, and, you know, like, it turned into a thing where games like that were being released, but the people that were going to be playing those games weren't regular or traditionally what, you know, would be considered like a video game player. So then the reviews had to kind of change. Well, like, reviews for that kind of stuff happened. God, what am I trying to say? No. Reviewers came out that were reviewing them in using language and kind of a way that was like designed for people who didn't play games, right? So like you would see references to DuckTales and references to whatever, right? Like you'd be like, this is a game about flight simulation, and like they would be like, imagine this, that, or the other, but they would make it very clear, like this is like these reviews are written for people who don't really know too much about the thing. And in the same way, there was also like reviews for like this is a review for this game, but like from the perspective of a parent. Like if you're a parent and you have a 10-year-old, this game has this much violence and it has this much like, you know, like sexual innuendos or like language or whatever, right? Like that's kind of what these reviews are. And I don't even know what the hell I was trying to get at. Something about like, how would they review this game, right? Like, oh no, that's what I was saying. Because I was like, oh, you know, like maybe reviews are like, oh yeah, if your kid needs something to play, like this technically is a game they can play. I feel like those are the kind of reviews this got. But then like IGN or whatever the big reviewers are, were probably like, this game's ass. Once it's a bootleg version of Ratchet and Clank. So I don't know what I was trying to say with any of that. I just know that I'm done. I'm so nauseous from watching this damn camera. Stitch for the PS2, I would never play this again. I don't think anyone should be playing this game. I think there's so many other games you could be playing that are much better. So don't waste your time. Don't even look at it. Just stay away from it. 1 out of 10. You know what? 0 out of 10. Don't play this. Don't even watch videos of it. You know what? Turn this video.